like those really long chit chats, no sense, get ready with me, I feel that you're gonna love this video. And if you don't know me, hi everybody, I'm Gagasita. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Nice to meet you. Welcome to this beauty space where I just love to share with you my love for makeup. Could be old makeup, new makeup, every kind of makeup. And if you like this kind of content, I feel that it's a right thing for you to subscribe to this channel, leave your thumbs up so I know that you love chit chat, get ready with me, and turn on the notifications so you can get to know whenever I feel that it's the right time to record a new video and to post it too, because sometimes I do record the video and then I don't post it, which is sad. In today's video, we're gonna talk about my health issues that I had the last few years, but I felt the consequences in the last few months. And if you're curious and you really want to know, you just need to keep on watching. But if you don't care for my health, it feels hurtful, it feels rude for you to say that, but I will let it go. I will let it go. Okay, I will let it go. But to make this video a little bit more interesting, I decided to try new products reviews. So in today's video, I'm trying a new Maybelline foundation. Then I will try the new, for me, Murphy concealer. This one is the Murphy Wake Up Artist Under Eye Correcting Concealer by Murphy. And I will try the new powder by Murphy too. The new powder is called Cloud Light, which is lovely. And I will try the new, for me, e.l.f. contour bronzer, liquid contour bronzer thingamajiggy. The new NYX Hydrating Gloss Serum, and not so new, but still new for me, new lip brushes, lip pencils by Murphy. And of course, today I'm wearing the two palettes that I'm trying to no pan left behind of this month. So, I can get some pants aside. And if you know how I did this look, and if you wanted to know everything about my health issues, now it's time to keep on watching. Let me know down below all your thoughts about the video, and I really want to talk to you more about it. And I hope I was able to explain myself, because when it comes to health, I needed to use words that I don't really know. So I'm sorry for the bad English. English is not my first language, of course, but I hope it was still helpful. And keep on watching. I was thinking maybe it's best to start with the base, because it's where I have the most news to show you. And then we're gonna do the lips and then the eyes, which is the least exciting part. Or I do love to see more eyes makeup than face makeup, but today it's how we're gonna roll. The first thing that I'm gonna use, it's gonna be the Pore Filler by NYX. This one, it's a OD primer that I'm trying to finish, because I don't know if you can see, it's getting really dry and it's still wearable, but it's getting old, so I do prefer to finish it than to keep it on my collection and then have to throw it away, because it's not good for the skin. So sometimes it's good to finish your products. Of course, I will just put the pore filler primer where I have the largest pores, which is close to my nose, etc. So the first new product I gonna use today is the Maybelline Superstay 30 Hours Lumi Matte Foundation. The reason why I decided to bring this foundation home is because of the description of Lumi Matte seems something that I will enjoy a lot because I don't like a extremely dewy foundation, but I don't really enjoy the extremely matte either. I prefer something that it's right in the middle. So this one seems perfect. I hope that I took the right shade. This is the shade 332 in Europe. I don't know where you live because I know that sometimes L'Oreal and Maybelline tend to change their colors, but here in Europe, I think that this color should be my shade. Maybe it's a little bit deeper than my skin, but it's fine. We're going into summertime, so let's hope. I will put a drop here in the back of my hand just to see the consistency. Oh, it's a really liquidy one, and the color seems to be spot on. I will use a brush to put it. This one here, it's the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I love this brush. Oh, the coverage. Oh, the coverage there. You can see I had a blemish here, and it's covered pretty well. And I still have some foundation left in the back of my hand. The color, oh, I like the color. The undertone, it's beautiful, and the color seems to be right too. So I already told you in my Nopa Left Behind video that in this month I had some health issues. So I do have uterine fibroids. I'm sorry for the pronunciations, but those are not words that you expect to say in a beauty video, but we needed to talk about it because I really didn't took care of myself, and now I will have to take my womb out. I like how this foundation is looking like, and I can tell you that it has like a sheen into it, but it's not, you cannot feel it on your hand. I feel that I like this foundation and it's really thin on the skin. I feel that it's the most skin-like kind of foundation. It doesn't stick to your hand. I feel that I'm gonna enjoy this foundation a lot, a lot. As concealer, today I have to test out the new Murphy one. I grabbed a peachy one, which is the shade Peachy 02. This one I grabbed as a color corrector because I don't own any in my collection right now. So this one is gonna be the one that I'm gonna use as concealer. And then I try a color that seems to be my skin shade, but just a little bit lighter, which is my kind of, I do prefer lighter concealers to highlight the center of my face. Golden 7W, which seems to be spot on my shade. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter than the foundation, so it's gonna give me more of the no makeup. It's fine. It's not my favorite way to wear makeup, but it's fine. And I do own a lot of really highlighty concealer, so it's not a huge deal for me. I discovered that I had a lot of fibroids on my uterus when I first tried to have my first son, because I really wanted to have a son or a daughter. I really wanted to have a kid. And for some reason, I wasn't able to get pregnant. So I went to the gynecologist, and he showed me that I had some fibroids in the ends of my uterus. So, I couldn't get pregnant. So I I did a surgery where they removed those fibroids. And then I had my first, and then after 3 years, my second son. And when I had my second son, I already had new fibroids. Well, you can see this concealer, it's my skin color. So yeah, it's gonna be really nice to spot concealer and to use like no makeup. I'm gonna use some product that, as you can see, I know and trust a lot, which is my NYX HD finishing powder. I like to use this one here underneath my eyes just because I feel that it helps on hiding my pores, and I like it on the center of my face pretty much because I had a lot of pores, and I feel that this one here helps a lot. Well, I feel that this foundation doesn't need a lot of powder, which is lovely. I grabbed something that I never buy, which is bronzers. And I don't know if you noticed, but I don't own a lot of bronzers because for some reason I never buy them. But I decided to buy this new e.l.f. It's Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. How does it work? Or it's bronzer or it's contour. This one seems to be like more of a bronzer color. Let's see on the face. I want to use a dual fiber brush to blend it, so let's see. And by the time I had my second son, I already got some fibroids on my uterus, but of course I was about to have a baby, so I couldn't take those fibroids out. And then when I finally gave birth, you have to wait a little bit before you take out your fibroids, before you try. So then I let the time pass away. And even though I always had really, really painful cycles, menstruations, I don't know how you say that. It's always really painful and really, really abundant. I never, in my head, it was normal. I knew it wasn't normal, but I act as it was. I like this color, the perfect shade for me, because it just gives me a little bit, not too much. I don't know if you can see. It just gives me a little bit of product of color, not too much. I like this color a lot. And I was saying that I never actually took care of this fibroid. And some time ago, I got the tonsillitis and I had to take some antibiotics. And whenever I got candida, I don't know how you say that. And so I had to go to the gynecology, so he could write me down some medicine to me treat that kind of issue. And he started to look into my uterus, and my fibroids grew up so much that I pretty much don't have a uterus anymore. I just have a lot of fibroids. And I always had some hemorrhages during it. It is a mess. I feel shame about it. I really feel shamed because I knew I could take care of myself a little bit better. But I always neglect myself for some reason. I always do this, and well, now I will have to do a surgery to take off my uterus because there is no uterus. There is only a huge. There is only a lot of fibroids, and some of them are really, really big. And so this is what happens when you don't take care of yourself, and that's sad. And since January, when I finally got this Since January, my cycle went crazy. In January, my cycle came for pretty much 1 month in a row. So I was bleeding for 1 month. Then my gynecologist told me that I had to took my uterus out. I will brush my brows a little bit. Luckily, I was able to become a mom before every this thing imagine happens, because now I want to be able to become a mom anymore. And they will take out my uterus, but they will keep my ovaries, so I can have my menstruation either way, and I will not going into menopause right now. So that's a good thing, at least I think so. And I won't put any blushes right now because I want to use an eyeshadow on my no palette behind palette as blush. So I'm gonna go directly for the powder. And again, the powder is something new that I really wanted to test out, which is the Murphy powder. This one here, it seems to be one of those finishing powders. I love the packaging of this thing here. I feel that drugstore packaging is getting so much better. The foundation has a beautiful packaging, and the powder too. I like it. It's plastic, of course, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels more like one of those Nabla blushes, and it's sturdy. I like it. I like it so much. I will grab a fluffy brush because I want to use it all over my face. Let's see how it's gonna work for me. Oh, it gives you like, let me see how smooth. Oh, this feels really smooth into your fingers. It feels really amazing, and it lets your skin skin really, it's really smooth as powder. This one here, it's gonna be one of my favorites. I already know. Let's hope it works during the day. But first impression wise, I feel that I have some favorites here in front of me. If the duration is not crap, they will probably be my favorites for a long time. Oof, like it. Let me just draw my brow a little bit here in the outer part. I hope you can still see me. And yeah, so now I will no longer have a uterus. And I'm grateful that I already have kids, because it will be so much harder on me if I hadn't, because I knew I want to be a mom. So if I had this done before I was able to become a mom, it probably will hurt my feelings even more. What really hurt my feelings is that this is because of me. This is because of me neglecting myself. This is because I didn't took care of my health. So now I will have to pay the consequences. And it aggraved me because I knew that there was something going on. There was something wrong on my cycle, because let me tell you how I went to the hospital so I know there is something wrong with me. You know what? Let me do the lips, and then we can move on to the eyes and then come back to the cheeks. Okay? So when I did my order from Murphy, I don't only got the concealer and the powders, but I got three of their lip pencils too, because I was always curious to try them, but I wasn't doing an order from Murphy just for three lip pencils. So I waited a little bit more, and Let me see. I got the shades from the lightest shade. I got the shade Sweet Tea, which I will describe it to be a medium dark brown shade with a brick red undertone, but it's still brown, beautiful color. Then I got the second to deepest shade is the shade Bite Me, which is sexy as name. And I will describe the shade Bite Me to be more of a caramel brown, beautiful. Still on the medium dark area. Then the deepest shade that I got is the shade Trendsetter, which is a really cute name. And this is the deeper color that I got, and I will describe it to be more of a cool tone, deeper brown shade. It's not deep, but it's deeper, really lovely. Today I'm gonna wear the shade Bite Me. Those pencils used to be so long, and I'm mistaken. Yeah, I don't have a. Let me just see. Oh, you got a lot of products here. The one here, this one here is from Julia's Place. You got a lot of products. I don't have another entire lip pencil because all the other ones I became really small. Lately, I discovered to be in love with lip pencils, but now I will shut up for some second and then I'm gonna put this color here. These pencils are really loved by the community for a good reason. They feel really soft, but at the same time firm when you put them on. They are easy to blend, even though they are not easy to the point that you feel that they use smudge out really fast. They have a really good pigmentation that shows as soon as you start to draw. Honestly, if the lasting power is as good as the application, that can be a new favorite too. So glad I had a really good shopping time. For my lips, I grabbed the NYX Hydrating Gloss Serum. And this one here, I am not a huge fan when it comes to glosses, but this one here has a staying power, so I was like, okay, let's try it. Maybe I do enjoy it, and the price was pretty good. I feel that this one here was less than 10 euros, which is lovely as price to me. So I decided to try it. This one is the shade, where does NYX put their shade names? We never know. Cocoa Quenchy. They put in this thingy here. Why? Just put the name in the back or in the... This is just a stupid. I hate when drugstore brands do this. I like the packaging. I like the blue cup over the thing. I like the packaging. It feels lovely. And the applicator, it's one of those petal applicator which make it so comfortable. So I will like the product. I just don't like the fact that they don't put the name in the packaging itself. Well, let's try the product itself. Ooh, I love the color. It's cold when you first put it on your lips, which is it feels good. And we are going into summer, so it's lovely, something that feels fresh on you. It's really lovely. It feels really thick on your lips, and it feels that the gloss power will last you a lot. I kind of like the feeling on the lips. Now come a little bit closer so we can do the eyes together. That should be enough, right? Let me see. That should be enough. Let me try. I'm trying to finish this primer here from About Face 2. It's not that I don't like it as primer. I just feel that, again, it's getting drier and drier. So I do prefer to use it finished completely before it's time to throw it away. A little bit on the tackier, on the uh, drier side. I do like to use my fingers. In this way, the oils from my hand can make it a little bit less dry. No? So the two palettes that I have to no pan left behind this moment are the Secret Garden by Bella Beauty Bar, beautiful palette. And then I randomized the Berries palette by Juvia's Place. This is the first look that I'm gonna do with both palettes. So not, I already use this one here a lot, and I use it too. Is the first look that I'm gonna do since I decided to use them on my notepad left behind. I kind of want to play with the first row and then add a little bit of a pop of color, maybe this one here, or even this one here too. Maybe this one here. I will grab my Rapper 16 brush. I will play with these two browns here on my crease. I will start with the shade Wonder. I feel that I pretty much never reach out for the neutral side of this palette, because whenever I see it, I just see greens, I just see pinks, and the neutrals, I forget they exist. This shade, it's pretty much my same skin color, so yeah. And what I was saying, I do not remember. In the middle of February, pretty much close to my to Samuel, which is my older son, birthday this year. He completed 12 years. Yeah. And he is in his birthday party day. My cycle was on the fourth day, and I was having a really hard time. The the, the cycle was really painful, and yeah, it was not. I will need to go to the darkest shade here, and I'm gonna use my Sigma E25, and I'm placing this color really closer to my crease, just a little bit above because I have hooded eyes. And in his birthday, my cycle was really painful as always, but this time it was feeling slightly worse than usually, but still normal. And I was losing a lot of blood as pretty usual, but everything was normal, everything was cool in my mind, of course, not in reality. The pain was so bad that I wasn't able to walk, I wasn't able to pick myself up from the bed. It was really bad. I was doing bathroom, bedroom, bathroom, right, bedroom, and I was feeling really shameful because it was my the day of the birthday party of my kid. So there were a lot to do, and I wasn't able to help any way, in any way, shape, or form. And my husband was doing everything by himself. Of course, he was not complaining about, but I was feeling really bad because I was completely useless. So if you're a mom, you know what I mean. When you feel useless, it's not a really great feeling, but the pain was so high. I never felt something like that. And in some point during the day, my youngest son was like, "Mom, you feel really warm, you feel really hot. I think you have fever." Then this 9 years old boy grabbed the thermometer. I don't know if you had, I don't know how it say. And he measured my fever, and I was having 14, which I gonna put the degrees for you. I don't know how you measure your fever where you live. Really high, and then I got really scared because I knew that I was having some kind of hemorrhage because of the way the blood was coming out. I knew because I already know when something is wrong, but on my mind it's still normal. But when I saw that I was having fever, then I got scared. So I called someone that I never call, which is my mom. And my mother-in-law and my father-in-law was at my home helping my husband to make child's birthday. And I felt the need to call my mom like a little child. Now I'm gonna grab this angled brush. This one here, it's the Sigma E17. And I gonna grab this Albergini brown here. And as a little child, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, there is something wrong here. I'm having a really abundant cycle and I'm probably having some kind of hemorrhage because the way I feel. So, but the thing that worries me the most is the fever because I am not someone who caught a fever really easily. So I was kind of scared, honestly. Went really wrong this time and I couldn't do nothing to help myself. So my mom came at my home really, really worried about my health, and she was screaming, shouting at me to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, no need is for that. I will wait until the drugstore open up so I can have a medicine to, down the cycle because the fever probably it's because of my cycle. Did I knew that? No. Was I lying to myself, to my mother, and probably to myself too? Yes, I was. But it's because, well, it's not a be have a really painful cycle. It's not a good reason to stay in bed when you have this much to do, when it's the time to take care of others, when it's time to, take care of my childbirth. And my child was not even caring. He was like, Mom, if you don't feel well, you should stay at home. And he was like, no, I cannot leave your father dealing with all those kids alone. Why I'm here with some imaginary pain. That's not a good reason. Menstrual, every woman has their cycle, so I don't have to, stop my children's life because I am having a menstruation. Every woman has that. And just because I feel that it's painful, it's not a good reason. Girl, don't do this to yourself. Don't be stupid like I was. Just go to the hospital. And after my mother and then my mother-in-law too started to screaming at me and say that they will take care of everything. They didn't need me. So I had to go to the hospital. And when they finally convinced me to go to the hospital, I was still really angry because I was like, wow, you didn't need to make me do it because in the end of the day, there is nothing, I grabbed some glitter glue. There is nothing wrong going on. What I gonna say to the hospital? I am here because I have some menstruation. What's they gonna tell me? Girl, you're crazy. Come back home. This was my train of thought. in that moment. And then there was, no, you have to tell them that you have fever and that it's really painful and you're probably having some kind of hemorrhage, because that's not normal, girl. You have to go to the hospital. And my mother-in-law and my mother, they are really convincing persons. So in the end of the day, my mother took me to the hospital, where while my mother-in-law was taking care of my child birthday party together with my husband, because this kid has more than 30 other kids invited to his birthday party. And as you can imagine, there were a lot of things to like himself couldn't do it, because let's be real, not some marriages, in some marriages there are not this much people. And we always do everything by ourselves. We take care of the kids, we do the food, we do everything it's needed for the party, of course. So there is a lot to do, a lot. And so I went to the hospital really bad, feeling a bad mom, feeling a bad person, because I was feeling like I was a little kid crying help for her mom because of some menstruation cycle. This was how I was feeling. It was really shameful. And in a moment I was thinking like, why did I call my mom like a little child? I am so, well, I was not talking to myself or really with the really kind words. I was feeling so bad for everything going on around me. And of course it was all because of me, because I was exaggerating. Even though I knew I wasn't exaggerating, I always felt like I'm gonna use the jumbo, the next jumbo pencil. Even though I knew I wasn't exaggerating, I feel that I was really dramatic. Even I was in my own skin, feeling the feelings, knowing the pain, crying because of the pain. And I am not a person who cries for because of pain. I'm sorry, I am not. And even though I was feeling like that, I was like, I am really dramatic. I need to calm myself down. It cannot be that bad, I am just a little baby crying. And of course, I went to the car. There, they couldn't see me right away, because there were two women who they gave birth not in the natural way, because they couldn't. So there were those really urgent things. So the doctors in the hospital weren't able to watch me right away. So I stayed waiting for someone to watch what was going on me from 2 p.m. to pretty much 6 p.m. And then when they were finally able to, oh yeah, that didn't show you, I'm using this shade here, this two shades here. I didn't remember. Well, I'm gonna use the lighter one. And when they were finally able to what's going on, they took my blood test, and then they discovered that I had some infection going on. They didn't knew from where this infection was. They find in the blood exams. That's what's happened. Now I'm grabbing the same color. Oh yeah, I am using the short shader brush by Jessup, and then they discovered that I had this infection. This was why of the fever, and my emo glow emo they had to give me some iron to pick myself up because I was losing so much blood, and of course it wasn't normal. So they kept me on the hospital under observation and trying to understand this infection came out for 3 days, and for 3 days they weren't able to discover what was happening and why I had this really, really bad infection on my blood. Well, my gynecologist came and he told, I'm gonna use this color here in my inner corner, this one here. Probably the infection was because of those fibroids, and they had to block my cycle and give a date to my surgery as soon as possible because, guys, this was I'm smiling because I am really nervous and I don't wanna cry thinking about how stupid I was acting and how stupid I still act when it comes to my health, when it comes to myself. I'm really serious when it's about my kids' health, when it's about my husband's health, when it's about anyone that I love health. I get really serious and focused, but when it comes to take care of myself, I don't do this. And I will regrab the deeper shade here. And I'm gonna put this color underneath my eye. Let me put some mascara, and this I'm trying to finish this one here, but I'm always trying to finish my mascaras because it kind of weird me out having too much mascaras. So, In the third they sent me home. They gave me they tried to block my cycle, and then they sent me home. And when I came home, everyone in my home was having a virus you throw out and from literally everywhere, from up to down, you know? So everyone except my 9-year-old was having that flu, and in the end, I got that flu too, which of course was so fantastic. And after 1 week, my cycle came back. Of course, it isn't as painful as the last one. It isn't as abundant as the last one, but I, I blocked it, and it came back. Okay, after pretty much 1 week. This is how bad my womanly health is. So bad. I will put some. Okay. Now I wanna use. So this palette here, she's really pretty, but I feel that I will not be using those two colors because they are not as shimmery like I wish they are. So I'm gonna start by using this color here in my outer V just to help this beige shade blend a little bit better on the purpley brown here. I don't care for those shimmers as much I used to because, you know, I discovered the Ainsley Rain Bella Beauty Bar. So now I have a really extremely shimmers. So I don't look to those shimmers as I used to, but they are still great. This one here, it's really beautiful and as color to blend the shimmer into my outer V just to work perfectly fine. Let me clean a little bit my crease here with the brush that I used the first brown. That's to this point disappeared completely. I will use this base shade here. And let's be real, I will use this color here again because it's one of those boring shade that it's easy to put on your makeup use. It's one of those shades that whenever I see them, I am like, why are you there? But then I always use them to clean my brow bone area and to help the eyeshadow blend a little bit better. I don't know. It's not a huge difference, but it makes some kind of difference. Trust me. On this one here. And okay, before I put some lashes on, I wanna try to use this shimmer shade here on my cheek. It's a duochrome, but it's from pink to red to gold deep copper. But I wanna use this brush here. This one here is the Sigma Spotlight Duster. I'm gonna use this one here just because it's really flimsy. So I feel that it will help me a lot to don't put too much because the color is really dark and it's in a shadow, so it has a lot of pigment. So I will grab it in the angle of my brush. Look how much pigment it took. Take all the excess off and pray. Oh, it worked. Oh my gosh. This is the best brush to use for your eyeshadows when you want to use them as blushes, you know? It's not that hard, just to take all the excess off because it can be a lot. If you have powder eyeshadow, you probably don't need a lot of blushes, you don't need a lot of, you don't need a lot of brow powders, highlighters. If you have good eyeshadows, you don't need a lot. And I like the sheen it gave me. I will take a little bit more, take all the excess off, and you know what? Let me see from far away if it's too much. It doesn't seem to be too much, and it works really well with the eye look. Honestly, I'm here for it. Sometimes the two make the difference. And let me put some lashes that I'm gonna be right back and finish this video with you. This is this is the final look with the lashes on, my hair done, and at top there it's matchy matchy. I love to do matchy matchy. And honestly, I did enjoy this makeup look. I did not enjoy the 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 talk too true, but I feel that even it feels uncomfortable to me talk about certain things, it might still be helpful if you are a woman out there putting others before you don't taking care of your own health, don't pay attention to your body signs. So don't do like I did, and I hope this can be helpful. Before I finish this video, I took a tissue and I will try to take this gloss out so we can see the stain power underneath it. So let's see. It stained a little bit. What you think? I feel that it's stained a little bit. I messed my lip contour a little bit, but it's fine, right? It's kind of fine. I feel that it stained a little bit. Now I will re-put the, where is it? Which color did I use? I used the Bite me shade, yes. Let me reput it. You know what? I feel that this lip stain stained a little bit. I don't know if use it with a new lip liner was a great idea, since I don't know if the fact that the lip liner moved out was because of the gloss or because of the lip liner itself. But in the end of the day, I did enjoy this look, and I know I was watching a video from just Steph, and she was wearing this beautiful pink look, and she was like, oh yeah, I know it should be illegal to wear pink in March, but I still love pink even though we are in March, so put me in jail. And this is the end of the video. I hope it was helpful some way, and I convinced you that the family, it's important, but you're important inside your family too. And this is the end of this video, and see you soon. Bye bye.